Three, two, one. Welcome to Bellwether. Thank you for being here. Episode 116, 17, something like that. We're talking about AI. If I had my robot working, I'd know what episode it was. Let's talk about AI and the future of work. It's not something that we can ignore. It's something that I've wanted to talk about for a long time on the podcast. I've talked about it a little bit, but I haven't really done a dedicated episode on it. I speak a lot to clients about it. I speak a lot to non-clients and audiences about it, and it's a very exciting time. This is great. What I want to cover today, I'm going to give you just a brief overview to level set, because there's a lot of noise flying around in terms of what AI is and how it's transforming and all of that good stuff. Let's talk about how AI is affecting work today. Let's talk about how it's affecting you and work tomorrow. And then we're going to wrap it up in a nice little bow, and we're going to set you off on your way, and it's going to be great because you're going to be ready to deal with it. Here's just a level set on AI and what I think about AI. I've heard it said this way before, and I completely agree with it. It's similar to the rise of human life on Earth. And that's not hyperbolic. Like, this shit is legit and crazy and important and huge, and it will not go away. And so we can't really put our head in the sand. You can't put your head in the sand, silly ostrich. You have to embrace it, you have to adjust to it, and you have to get prepared for it. And right now it's kind of irrelevant, right? It's all just doing small tasks that it can do for you is the way most people have imagined it. Social media content and writing kids' books and creating pictures and blah, 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 blah. And basically it's just being used to create noise. That's all it is. It's just a lot of noise. We're seeing all the social media content. Apparently it's also writing Valentine's Day cards. That's great. We're using it in these little things, creating your meal plan and your workout plan and all this stuff. And there's all kinds of things that you can do. Where it's basically going to compile information in it, and it's great. Okay, that's wonderful. But this will evolve and grow, and it's starting to do that into ways that have much more meaning. And that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about that much more meaning. Let's chat about you, and let's go, all right? Because this affects everybody, full stop. This affects everybody. And so that's it. So let's talk about the current state. Right, it's creating noise. A lot of industries have already embraced AI. They're doing work with it. It's been around for a lot of automation. Google's been doing it. Think about your maps and all these types of things. The apps, it's been around. It's made life easier. The challenge AI has always had is because this has been talked about for decades. The challenge has been human adoption. And user experience was the big play for AI. And Google was very good about that, and they've done it. Apple's very good about it. But now it's kind of evolved. Humans have caught up a little bit. And so now it's, the timing is ripe for this kind of thing. And AI, OpenAI and ChatGPT and all that stuff is, we feel like we're ready to jump in, and this is kind of the new one, and it's just the starting point, but it's been around for a long time. So and OpenAI has been around for a long time. They've done a lot of work too that you're probably familiar with. So a lot of misconceptions about AI. But I think the reason we have so many misconceptions is because we don't fully appreciate the scale of what's possible with AI. Most of us are just kind of catching up and getting up to it. The people who have been really knee deep and arms deep in AI for the past, bunch of years can talk about this scale. Will it destroy humanity? Some will say yes. I think probably not. We're adaptable people. We're at least 50 years out from that as it goes. But AI will make life fundamentally different within the next 10 years, if not 5 years, if not 3 years. And so what is important to remember is that humans are adaptable. And it's very unsettling. AI is very, very unsettling in the workplace and what it's going to happen, and will we remain relevant for our individual, right? There's the macro and the micro, and we're going to talk about individuals and everything else. A lot of people are going to be left behind in this. And so I don't want that to happen to you. I want you to be there, but we are adaptable. Some people are not, and that's a fact, and that's going to be harsh, and there's going to be a feeling of, we're being left behind, and we're going to fight it, and we're going to stick to the old way. So if you're thinking about the old way and how you want to cling to it and do that, you're probably going to be one of those people who are going to be left behind. And that's a fact. And that adds more fear. And so that's why we fight and we say, don't take this away from me and all of this. This is societal change problems that we're going to have to discuss and deal with. But we're going to keep it just to, we're going to keep it to the workplace and talk about that. So what I would encourage you to do is embrace it. Don't fight it. And learn it and get really, really good with it, because this is the future of AI and it's the future of work, and it's going to change everything. So let's talk about benefits, because we're just ripping through this. I'm going to try and do this episode in less than 15 minutes and tell you everything you need to know in 15 minutes. Potential benefits. Let's talk about the benefits of AI. One, increased productivity and efficiency. That's the easy play. That's it. This is a gold mine for businesses. Gold mine for businesses. However, at that same time, generally what's a gold mine for a business is very uncomfortable for individuals. And that's something we need to remember. So it will make you productive. It will make you more efficient. It will do all of these types of things. But what does that mean for you, the individual? And we have to kind of figure that out. So businesses are going to invest heavily in AI, because AI will supplement the 25% of workers they're going to keep while they shed 75%, and the money is going to, filter up to the top. That's what businesses do. We can resent it, we can hate it, we can not like it, but that's just a fact, and it's the way the world goes, and that's the way life exists, and blah, 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 blah. So companies are looking at how to utilize AI in different types of ways, and they are going to lay off people. People are expensive, they're slow, they make mistakes. AI does not. So, yet, you know where I'm going to. So that's that. You'll hear a line about how you're going to have increased job satisfaction with AI. And it's a nice little PR pitch. You know what? Some people will. Some people will. A lot of people won't. And here's why. AI is going to eliminate all the mundane tasks that we have to do. Great. So let's talk about job satisfaction and mundane. There is comfort in the mundane. There is comfort on the days that we want to mail it in at work and we just kind of push papers and we just do whatever, and we're like, okay, and I did some work and whatever, I'm kind of mailing it in today and that's it. And so we like that. However, the question is, will that keep us up to pace with everybody else, right? So this is going to force us to kind of go. We'll use AI to do this. We're going to create more. We're going to use AI to do this. We're going to create more. We're going to do more. We're going to do more. We're going to do more. And that's exhausting. That's exhausting. If I go through one more, there's a flower shop by me. I keep meaning to take a picture of, work hard today so tomorrow's great. And it's kind of this go mentality, really driven by the coaching industry, about this growth mindset, and we have to do more, and we can do more today to fix tomorrow. And it is exhausting. Okay, so we have comfort in the mundane that's going to be eliminated because AI could do it for us, and it should. Okay, but it's not going to mean that we could just sit around and do nothing. We're going to replace it by creating more work based on this AI and do that. So job satisfaction does not come from the mundane. We have to talk about that as well. So yes, AI will eliminate the mundane and increase job satisfaction. That actually means the same thing. Here's what I mean by that. Job satisfaction comes from creating work. Job satisfaction comes from ownership of something that you wish to accomplish and seeing it come to fruition. That's job satisfaction. If we eliminate the mundane tasks and just get assigned more of stuff we don't really want to own, we don't really want to do, AI is not really going to help job satisfaction. So what we have to do is change our thinking and change our mindset, which we've talked about on this podcast before, about creating work and creating ideas. And that is, when we clear out the mundane, it's actually a good thing, but we need to refill it with something that's not BS. And that's what we have to, that's the human thing that we have to figure out for us, each individually, is what are we going to create, and not just be a passive, all right, well, this is done. What are you going to give me to do now? And yes, boss, please give me more work. The days of being just a passive observer and doer, I can't say they're over, but it's not going to be solved by AI, because if you're just going to let it be replaced with more of this mundane and, just get assigned stuff and do stuff that you don't actually want to do, then you're just going to be just as miserable as you are today. So that's life. Welcome to it. Something I learned way too late. And we'll see more people take the risk of being entrepreneurs and all of this type of stuff. It's very, very difficult to do. But we have to make this effort and see fruition. That's purpose. That's meaning. That's exactly what everybody claims to want. But it takes work to get there, and that's not really what everybody wants to do. So that's that. So when we think about benefits of AI, increased productivity for the business, yes, painful for the individual. But what's good for the individual is the elimination of mundane tasks. You're going to lose that comfort. But if you're open to it, we have to create more work and do those like really human things to challenge it and make AI reach its full potential so that we could do those things together. There will be new opportunities for work in AI. For those in your 50s, you're probably a little too late. Let's be honest. You're not really going to adapt to it. But there is a major transition time. Okay, so when I say that is what do new job opportunities look like? We generally think about kids coming out of college and how can they code and program and do these different types of things. Fine. But you can't have new jobs and programs until you understand how to use it first. And so that's step one. Rather than worrying about what's 10 years down the road about will I be relevant, start today, play with AI. It's free. OpenAI is free to play with. Play with it. Learn the new ways of thinking and how to adopt it and come up with new ideas. That is new opportunity right there. So when you're looking to build something and how does AI come in and how do people come into it, it's a merging of two capabilities. What can you think up? And how can you think about these things in new ways? And how can AI execute on this and challenge and elevate it and do it in more unique, creative, different types of ways? That's what's going to be relevant in the workplace, at least in the short term. And when I say short term, in the next decade. So yes, new opportunities are going to be here. It's up to you to learn it. Okay, you're watching TikTok videos of all these people doing these new things, and that's great. And you say, oh, that's cool. And then you don't do anything. You're going to be left behind, right? You actually have to practice this and do it. It could be anything. Write me a marathon training plan. Write me, all those things I said at the beginning, those silly little, whatever. See what output you get. If it's not good enough, then you have to change the way you ask it and give it different types of parameters. We're thinking in terms of parameters. We're thinking in terms of theory. And then how do you give really specific direction and expectation so the robot can understand it? This has implications on interpersonal skills as well. So these are the types of things that we have to learn today. And it's a fun exercise. It's actually a lot of fun to do that. So when we think about opportunity, that's one of the things that we have to do there too. Let's talk about skills. Right? Because I'm getting to the 15 minutes. I might go to 20. I've got an outline and I'm blasting through. And, sometimes I could go deeper. If you want me to go deeper, I'm happy to do that and reach out and I will go really, really deep. Most people don't pay attention for 45 minutes. So that's why I don't do it. Let's talk about the skills that are going to be in high demand. Okay. As we just talked about that transition to learning AI and all of that, there are a couple things we have to learn about skill sets. AI is ultimately the result of human work. Okay, that's it. It compiles, it thinks, it spits it back out, and that's it. It's a lot of those types of things for now. Okay, skills that will be in high demand and how you can do it. The first, as I think about it, and I wrote this down, and I hate this term, but growth mindset, learning new skills. We hear this a lot. We need a growth mindset, and we need to be thinkers, and blah blah blah. How that manifests is difficult. Creating a growth mindset, most people don't know how to digest this. Creating a growth mindset is kind of like work on your listening skills. It sounds nice, doesn't mean shit. Okay, it doesn't mean anything unless you give it meaning. So basically what growth mindset means is we need to ask a lot of questions and assume we don't know the answer. That's growth mindset in a nutshell. Okay, it means not having any answers. It means losing your assumptions. That's where we have to strip ourselves down here. That's growth mindset, is not building on what we have from the past, but stripping it away and learning what to ignore so that we could be open to new ideas in the future. I have more and more conversations, personal conversations, not necessarily work conversations, with more and more people who are getting much more aggressive in having the right answer and being right. And I recognize that this is just a fear of what's happening. Right? They just spit out what they heard either on a news channel or something else. They have no context. They have this belief that they're trying to pass off as truth because they're trying to hold on to an old idea because they're unsure of what's coming next. Growth mindset, we have to shift and shed those assumptions and lose it and be open to the fact that maybe somebody's got something better than what we think. That is incredibly important today. So that's that. It's basically insecurity. Okay. I mean, that's when we hold on to these old ideas, it's an important thing. Holding on to these old ideas, it's insecurity in its purest form. Okay, so shed those assumptions and do that. Human-based skills, what makes you uniquely human, are going to be incredibly important. Yes, we could talk about empathy and we could talk about all those things, but real creativity is a human skill. Interpersonal skills, problem solving, right? It's ultimately, we still need humans. AI is still ultimately the result of human thought. Okay, so how can we be creative with using AI and elevating these types of things? AI is supportive. How we interact with other humans is incredibly important. So sales jobs, psychological work, all of these types of skills are going to be very, very important in the workplace. We should be working on those. Get out and meet more people. Be more social, right? We don't have to, this isn't like you have to go back to school and take these classes. It's literally interpersonal. Learn how to have a conversation again. Get out and network. How do you strike up small talk? I hate small talk, but we still have to do it. It makes us part of a bigger world. These types of skill sets that we have to kind of say, what makes us human? Other people and our relationships make us human. And that's, what do we create and how do we think about new ideas and all of these types of things? That's humanity. And that's really, really good. And facilitators. Facilitators are going to be important, right? When we think about project management, getting things done, how do we finish things? AI will be doing work, but project management is much more than just Excel sheets and Trello boards and all that stuff. It's about working with people to get things finished. And that's project management. And that's going to be, very important. And the ability to think. We have to think. That skill set has gone away. It's a very kind of flighty kind of statement, but the ability to think has gone away because we haven't had to think over the past few years. A lot of people will jump in and tell you what to think, but we haven't had to think over the past few years. Technology has kind of muffled that quite a bit. And so how do we think and encourage this philosophical, how do you become philosophical? How do you think? This is, every day, just pick a different random question and just think it through till it's just beaten into the ground. We should be able to think not about what's right, but what's possible. And those are the skill sets. So as we go in, what are we at here? 17 minutes. Sorry, I'll wrap it up in like 2.5 minutes here. I'll do it under 20. Overcoming the challenges. There will be challenges to AI. Change is uncomfortable. And the ultimate goal, I guess, for government, for business, is to make this transition as smooth as possible for the people. That's your role right now. So I'm speaking now to the businesses, to the government. That's that. Employee prep begins now. Even if you're planning to cut your workforce by 50, 60, 70%, which is going to happen, by the way, people, that's going to happen in the next bunch of years. People staying still need the skill set. Okay. And as you train these employees and teach these employees these new ways of thinking, more roles and divisions will come up. So you may not have to actually lay off all of those people. That you can manifest and build your businesses in different types of ways. So some of these skills, the educating of your employees and the training of your employees, these are skill sets we don't typically think of in the workplace, of skill sets we have to teach. Belief systems. How do you articulate what you believe? This isn't the typical kind of corporate top-down, this is the messaging I want you to have. How do you get people comfortable with expressing their ideas? That is a skill set that we have to teach. How do you articulate question thinking? How do you think and reframe ideas? This is the new type of educating that we have to do. And that's something to invest in today so that people know how to use the AI. This is part of your business transition. This is part of your people strategy. P.S. This is exactly what we do. So you can call us and we can make it easy for you. We know exactly what to do. We've got the program. We've got the set. We could do this. And so that's it. So AI, in a nutshell, as we're wrapping up here, coming up on my 20 minutes, this is a lot to take in. A lot to take in. AI is going to, basically what I've just told you in the past 20 minutes, AI is going to fundamentally change everything on this planet. If you don't embrace it, you're going to be left behind. This all sounds very, very dark, but there is possibility. We are adaptable. We are unique. We are special snowflakes. We have capability, but it's going to take work. Okay? On the business side, business owners, business leadership, this is an investment you have to make for your employees. It's going to help your business. It's going to change your business. It's necessary for your business. It's an investment. It's a new line on the balance sheet. You're going to have to do it. From people, you're going to have to do the work. You're going to have to create. You have to understand AI. That's your responsibility, is to get yourself ready so that you're relevant to the workplace, so that people are going to want to hire you and people are going to want to retain you. This is a point where we're going to see a bifurcation in society, in the workplace, everything. where there's the people who understand it, the educated, and the people who don't. Okay, so it's a very, very important time. The bifurcation is going to happen soon. You could do it. I believe in you. I'm here to help. Reach out anytime. Good luck with AI. Good luck with the world. And here's your big nugget for everything. I'll touch on this more, right? I'll do more podcasts on AI and the future of work. It's going to be so big. We can't ignore it. We have to embrace it. So good luck with it. I'm here to help. Reach out anytime, and I'll talk to everybody very soon. Thanks for listening.